Welcome back, everybody. Today is November 15th. It is a Saturday, and I had a few people reach out and ask about crypto and kind of what was going on and where the price could go. And I wanted to go over what I thought about it. First things first, this chart is on the weekly time frame. So each one of these candles is going to be 1 week. So this is our current week, previous week, so on and so forth. Uh, you have these lines, green, red, teal, and purple. These are moving averages, and they're based off of the chart time frame. So green is going to be your 20-week moving average because we're on the weekly time frame, and then red is your 50-week, 100-week is teal, and then purple is your 200-week. And then I want to use the Fibonacci retracement tool, and I'll show you how I draw these. So we'll go up here to fib retracement, and we're going to go off of our last pivot point. So you're going to take the pivot high down to the pivot low, and then it will draw all these like different percentages of this move. So you have 1 and 0, which is your 1 is going to be your pivot high, and 0 is going to be your pivot low. And then anytime that we break through these levels directionally, so let's say we're breaking through them in an uptrend, you can look at the next higher level as a magnet for price. So you can see it right here as it starts to break this 0.382. It goes up to 0.5, and then you see it break 0.5, and then it goes up to 0.618. Again, so on and so forth. We do have this rejection off of our last pivot high. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. It kind of pulls back, retests our 20-week moving average and our 0.702 Fibonacci line. And once the price kind of consolidates in this zone, we see it break back through and go for all-time highs. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections off of this 1.414 or like 123K. Obviously, it's not all-time high. The all-time would be right here at like 126,450, give or take a few bucks. And then after this last rejection, you see the price start to fall off. We did break our 20-week moving average and our 50-week moving average. So if price can pull back up to like 101,000 by the end of today, and we close above this, that'd be constructive. But even at this level, at this 0.618 and 0.5, that's considered your golden zone right here. Anything between 0.5 and 0.618, you'll see a lot of times price will come back and retest these levels in a healthy trending market. So to come back down and retest this, and then we start seeing it, the sellers lose a little bit of control because we have this bottom wick here, which means the price went down to this point, and then buyers stepped in down here, and they're starting to buy it back up right now. So we'll have to wait and see. We're right at this 0.618, so if we can get a bounce off of this, we could start uptrending again. The same is going to hold true through any chart, but we'll take a look at Ethereum because in my eyes, Ethereum and Bitcoin are two crypto indicators that will tell you about what crypto is going to do, because you have a lot of meme coins and other stuff. But the same thing, we're going to go off our last pivot high to our last pivot low, and then we'll zoom in a little bit. We're still in the weekly time frame. We have lost the 20-week, just like Bitcoin, the 20-week moving average, and we are currently below the 50-week. So for Ethereum, if we can get a close today to end this weekly candle, above like 3,300 bucks be constructive. But again, we are rejecting the 0.618, just like on Bitcoin. So um, if we reject this and we get a bounce upwards, we're looking at the levels above. If we break 0.618 and we close below it, um, then we can expect to see 2750 on Ethereum. Uh, why I don't think that's going to happen, at least on Ethereum, we have the rejection off the 0.618, and our 100-week moving average is right at that 0.618 level. We came down, retested the 100-week, so we could see a bounce here, or we see like price consolidation, which is another possibility. So we could see price just like kind of bounce around between these two levels for a little bit, and kind of create a base before trying to make new highs. But the same will stand true if we break. We could see a break of the 0.618 with a close below, maybe come back, retest it, and then just keep pushing further down. I think that from a technical perspective, we're still okay if we anything below really 0.5 or below 3,000, it's gonna send us down further, either to this 0.236, so right at 2K, or worst comes to worst, back down to 1,300 bucks. I don't think that's gonna happen, but um, sometimes the market does the opposite of what you think. So we have to react to it and not try and predict it. Let's go. Another one I want to talk about is IREN. I don't know how many of you have exposure. I know some of us do. Um, and it was kind of a nasty week. They signed a $10 billion deal with Microsoft with 20% up front. It was actually 9.6 billion was the actual number, but to keep it easy, it's $10 billion. 20% up front would be $2 billion added to the company's like revenue. And that was last week on their earnings call right here. You can see wasn't a bad earnings. They're signing deals. They're converting all their Bitcoin mining facilities into AI infrastructure. The build out's going to take a little bit. We know this, but there's a lot of AI bubble talk, and if everyone's talking about it, we're probably not in a bubble, but it does create fear in the short term. And then if you look at the gamma exposure by the expiry, you see a lot of put volume or short pressure up until November 21st, and then it dramatically decreases in the following weeks. So hopefully we see a little bit of like recovery on price, but that's I guess we just have to wait. I don't mind where we're at right now either. We are coming back to retest the 20-week moving average. And look, like even if you go back, when was this? September 15th, the price was 40 bucks. We reached 70, so like 90% gain. It's not bad to pull back. We can't just go up forever. And retesting these levels, like I said, is fine. Let's open this up. We'll draw Fibonacci levels, like all-time levels. So we'll go from IPO to our low point, which would be here. So if we do that, let's lock this before I move it around a bunch. Gives us a visual representation of what's going on. So you see a massive push up the last few months. And off of this extension level, you can see 2.618 is where it hit, like 72 bucks, and it rejected it here. And then you kind of get like a weird sell off. It starts to pump again. And then we reject that line again, and then we pull back down this week. and that level right now is 1.618 or $45. We touched it, and probably within an hour or two, in the after hours, I believe Thursday night, um, it was already back up like above $45. So again, I think it's healthy. I think we'll have to wait and see this week on what happens with the price action, but I'm really waiting until um, after 11/21, so the end of next week, to see what happens when that short pressure comes off. But again, still healthy price action. Zoomed out, not a bad deal, especially if you got in anywhere in January. It was down at $10. Even like beginning of September, like still a great deal. It was $21. And yes, we pulled back to 40, but that's still a double from 18 or from 20. So um, if you guys have any specific tickers that you want me to cover weekly, we can add it to our Sunday briefing list. Just leave me a comment, and that should do it for the week. I will see you guys tomorrow actually for the Sunday brief. So have a good weekend, and I hope you had a good week.